Hey everybody, I'm gonna start soon. Just give me a second. Alrighty then, good evening everybody. Hope everyone is having a good Thursday. So, in tonight's stream, I'm gonna try and do some 3D modeling. Just gonna try and create a basic model of a Fortnite weapon, or a Fortnite gun actually. Let me quickly show you guys what I'm talking about. So let me just switch to my Safari screen. Yeah, so I've decided I'm going to try and model this hand cannon from Fortnite. So it's pretty basic stuff, but yeah, I'm really not too good with these kind of models. So I'm going to give it a try and see how that goes. Hope everyone's having a good day, good evening, good morning. So yeah, let's jump into Blender and see what we can do. So yeah, if anyone can just let me know if the sound is good. Everything is looking good on my side. So yeah, so first of all, what I usually do is I add like a little reference here on the side so I can kind of see what I'm doing. So if you just right click here in the corner and you go horizontal split, and you just kind of move this down, and then you can change this to an image viewer, and then you can open up that image viewer. Let me just see what I'm going to load in here. So I'm just going to load that picture that I just showed you guys on Safari. So there we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just drag in the reference into Blender itself like this. And yeah, I think we're just going to kind of use this reference as the reference inside of Blender to see what we can create. So yeah, first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this empty or this reference and just press N on the keyboard, and I'm just going to zero out all these values like so. And then I'm going to rotate it in the x-axis 90 degrees, so we have this nice front view, so we can kind of model or use this as a reference to model from. Right, so let's start with, I think we're going to start with the barrel first, and then we can obviously do some of the other parts. And yeah, I'm just going to try and kind of block it out first and see what we get. So let me just fix this microphone here. Okay, I think that's good. So first of all, let's create a cube. And then what I want to do is I just want to set or change the settings of this empty. So if you click on it and you go to this panel here at the bottom, you can set this as front, and then I'm going to drop the opacity down to like, I don't know, just like 50.5. There we go. And then also what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable selectable, and then I'm going to disable the empty so that you can't select it in the viewport, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we've got our cube. I'm just going to scale this down and kind of move it into position. And yeah, let's see how this is going to work. So first of all, I'm going to just enable X-ray so that I can select all the vertices that I need to select. And yeah, let me just move this over to the side like so, and then I'm just going to move these to the back. So I'm just going to focus on the barrel first, just this section. I think you call this the barrel, yeah. So let's add some loop cuts. I'm just going to maybe add a loop cut there, add a loop cut here, maybe one here, and maybe one here at the back as well, like so. Maybe one here, and I'm just going to maybe move this over even further. I think this will probably be a separate model altogether with this little piece at the back. Okay, so now we can start moving these points around. I think we have enough loop cuts for now. Maybe let's add one more kind of in this area. Yeah. Okay, so let's start moving these points around. So I'm just going to take this point and then just G on the keyboard and kind of just move that into position. Let's do the bottom first. So I'm just going to take all these points, move them into place. I'm usually not very good with modeling kind of these type of things, so this is a bit of practice for me as well. Yeah, so let's see. So let's just put this one here for now, and I'm kind of just moving it around to get the basic shape that we need to do this gun. Okay, so something like that. And then what I want to do is I want to add one loop cut through the center, like so. And that's just to kind of pull this out here at the front. And then we can also pull this out and maybe do something like that. I don't know. Okie dokie. So maybe if we can just slide these ones back a little. So if you want to do a slide, you just press GG on the keyboard and that's gonna just slide those vertices around. Okay, then I want to add one more loop cut around here, and then I just want to bring this point down like so. Maybe move that over to the side. Okay, so now we have that. I'm thinking maybe I should bring this part down. So if we put one extra loop cut here, bring this point in, and then maybe bring these down so we can then add those little things at the top. We can add that a little bit later. So let's just do that, and then maybe let's add another loop cut somewhere here. And I'm also gonna do this little thing a little bit later separately. Cool, so welcome to everyone in the chat. How are you guys doing? Is everyone doing alright? Let me know where you're from, and yeah, tell me if you are following along. So I'm just kind of adding loop cuts. I don't think we need another loop cut here. Okay, so now we've got the basic shape of that barrel, and now if we look at the reference, we kind of just need to squeeze it in to make it a little thinner. So I'm going to disable X-ray, and then we're just going to size and do this on the Y just to kind of get that thickness. So maybe something like that. Okay, hopefully this is not going to be a disaster. As I mentioned before, I'm usually not good with these types of models, but I need to practice. So let's see how that goes. So, okay, so we've got the basic shape. Now we need to try and kind of just get the basics here. So if we look at the front, so maybe we can start with this first. So the bottom section of this handgun or pistol or whatever you want to call it, so it's fatter at the bottom, and then it goes kind of thinner, more skinny in the center, and then it goes a little bit out at the top. So maybe if we bring this piece out, because it goes all the way to the back. around this area here. So let me just see what we can do here. So to bring that out, we'll probably have to add some more loop cuts in here. So I'm going to add a loop cut right there, and then maybe let's add one more right here. So now I need to kind of bring those edges out, and yeah, let's see if that's going to work. So let's have a look. So if we bring out those two, and then it kind of goes in again at the bottom, so we only have to bring out so only these two edges. So everything, oh yeah, I just need to remember to switch on X-ray mode again, so we do select the vertices at the back as well. So I'm just going to kind of select these like so, make sure I select all those vertices all around, and then I'm going to pull them out to the side in the y-axis. So to do that, I'm going to scale, so scale in the y, then you kind of just pull it out, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and see what we need. Yeah, something like that. And then we have this middle section, this section right here, that I'm gonna pull in slightly. So scale in the Y and then kind of just pull that in, and then it's gonna go almost straight up to the next line. So I think we need to add another loop cut between these two. So if we add a loop cut around here somewhere, like so, then we can squeeze that in to kind of fit these lines. So I'm just going to look at this from the side. And what do we have selected here? So I only have that one line selected. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to pull this in, so scale on the Y and kind of just pull it in. So we have something like that. And then the top I need to kind of round off, but for now we're just going to pull these two in like so. So that's that part right there at the top. And let me just hide our empty quickly so I can see what we have and switch off X-ray. Okay, so that's what we currently have. And let's switch on our little reference again. Okay, so now I need to kind of just think what we need to do next. Okay, let's have a look here. So just see, so those ones all go inwards and then the top goes out. That's all good. Okay, so maybe what we can do is, let me just see here. So maybe we can extrude this little top thing. I actually need more reference images for this, but I'm kind of just gonna guess and see what we get. So I'm just gonna apply the scale to this model. So object apply scale, and then I'm gonna select this face right here at the top, and I'm gonna inset that. So just do an inset like so, so we get something like that. And then I'm gonna move this back, so just move that in the x-axis and kind of scale it inwards in the y-axis. And now we need to extrude that face and just try and match what we see. So let's just extrude it like so. Go into vertex mode, just make sure that we have X-ray on so that we see everything in the background as well. And yeah, let's just move these things around. So I'm going to move that one here. I'm just going to move these points a little bit back. I just need to make sure that I am moving the right things here. Yeah, that's fine. And now we can move these two vertices back. And then we're going to add a loop cut right around here, and I'm gonna move this vertex to the back, and we just need to see what we're gonna do at the front. So this part will probably have to be a little bit closer inwards, like so. And obviously this reference image is not the best quality out there. And then I need to just scale these ones in, so scale on the Y, and these ones scale on the Y as well. And okay, that's looking cool. Maybe I'm just going to scale these in as well, so scale on the Y, and maybe these two slightly as well, scale on the Y. Okay, so we have that. Let's see. Okay, so we need another loop cut here at the top. So I'm just going to add a loop cut somewhere around here, and then I'm just going to move these points into place. And this is going to be the top section, like this little area around here that's going to come inwards. So yeah, so that's going to be the kind of the edge where everything goes inwards, if that even makes any sense. So let's move this one a little up, and let's move this one into position somewhere around here. Maybe I can move this back. Yeah, maybe leave that one here. And maybe let's start moving these points as well. So maybe I can just do something like that, and I'm gonna just GG and slide those ones. Okay. I think we're on the right track. Not sure. Okay, maybe we can do this little thing at the back, or maybe let's just focus on one thing at a time. So I'm just gonna keep on with this. So I want to add one more loop cut around here, and then I want to pull this down. Okay, so now we need to take these points and move them a little out, because I think, yeah, they are not in the right place currently. So let me just see. So I'm first gonna just move these two and just kind of scale them outwards, like so. And let's have a look from the front again. Whoops. So let's select those points again, and those ones, and these ones, and then I'm gonna move them out. So scale in the Y, just so we kind of get something like this. Let me just see if I hide our empty. So yeah, you can see I'm just pulling this out so that we have that shape going inwards again. So let's quickly see what will happen if I add a subdivision surface. Yeah, so that's not working yet. Definitely not yet. Okay, so we've got that. So maybe I can start with these little things. I don't know what you call these, but these little grid thingies at the top. So for them, we'll probably just need some loop cuts, and then I can just extrude those little things. Alright, so let's see what we're going to do here. So go into edit mode, and I'm just going to add loop cuts, loop cuts, loop cuts, loop cuts, like so. We'll probably need more, but I'm just going to do the outside first. Okay, this one is good. I think this one we can just kind of slide over, and these ones, we can just kind of put them in place. One here. Okay, so now I can start extruding all those faces. So this one, 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 and that one. So obviously they are in the center of the gun. This reference is not the best, but I think it's only on the one just in the center of the top. Let me I'm just looking at other references. Yeah, so if you look at this reference, I'm just going to switch over to Safari quickly. You can see they are actually not in the center, so they're from the one side all the way to the other side. So that's good to know. So let's do that. So let's jump back into Blender, and yeah, so they are going all the way through, and then there's one more that I just need to add, and it's this face. Okay, I think that should be fine. So I'm going to try and extrude those just normally. So just a normal extrude like so. So now we have that. And now we just need to arrange those vertices. So it looks a bit better. So go into, make sure your X-ray mode is on. And then I'm just going to try and, let me just look at that reference again. So it's kinda going sharp at the front and then with a little bit of a bevel at the back. So I'll probably add a bevel there and then maybe just do something like that, so it goes slightly up. And again, this reference is not the best quality, as you can see, but it should be okay. So why do we have 2 points here? Oh, what's going on here? So this. Okay, so let me just double check. So that is definitely one line, and then if we look at those two, okay, so they're slightly off center, so that's weird. So I'm just going to scale these in. So let's look at this from the side. Select both of these vertices and then just scale them in the X and then 0. And then they should be perfectly aligned. And I think we can do the same with these two as well. So scale in the X and then 0. Yeah. And we'll probably have to do the same with all of these. So scale X 0, scale X 0, scale X 0. I wonder if these are the same now. Yeah, that's also doing it. So, okay, that's fine. Let me just scale these ones in as well. And scale these ones in. And these two at the bottom as well. And then we need to do the same with these. Not exactly sure what happened here, but we can easily fix it. Okay, so I'm going to select both of these vertices, scale X 0, 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 scale X, and just all of these, just make sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why these are all offset now, so I see these are all doing it. Okay, I'm not really going to be too worried about all of this, but maybe let's just fix these top ones for now. Scale, I'm just doing scale X0, scale X0, like so, scale X0, 0, scale X0, and we have some more here at the front, so scale X0, scale X0, same with these ones, Same with these ones. And let's just do these as well. Okay, that should be fine for now. So we can later fix these other ones. So I'm just gonna move some of these points around again just to kind of get this sharp edge at the front, and then I need to bevel all the back edges. So let's just move that into place, move that into place. Okay, so now we have something that looks like, let me just switch off our reference. So now I have something that looks like that. So now we need to bevel all these edges at the back. So I'm just going to select those edges like so and like so, and then we just do a bevel. So we can do something like that maybe. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now let's have a look. So there's still quite a few things we need to do here. So this rounding section might be quite interesting to do. Let's do another loop cut here. And let's go into X-ray. And I just want to move some of these points into place. Like so. What's going on there? Let me just see. Yeah, that's probably okay. This point we can definitely move back. This one and the other side. So I'm just going to scale them in on the Y. Maybe like so. Maybe these two as well. So I can take this one and this one, and then scale that in. Something like this. Okay, let's save. Always very important to save. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do next. So X-ray is on, and I just want to move some of these points around again. Yeah, that's the thing about modeling like this. It's kind of just tweaking, moving points around, try and get your topology as good as possible. But I usually don't create the best looking topology, but let's see. Okay, so that's not too bad, I think. Kind of for the basic shape what we have currently. So what we can do next is here at the front. So this should come out a little further. So scale that out. And we'll probably have to, yeah, so this part is fine. It goes inwards. And I'll probably have to add one loop cut here. So we can kind of just round it off slightly. So if I just pull this out, maybe like so, maybe move it down a bit. Maybe let's take that one, these two vertices, and move them down as well. So G, Z, and kind of just move them down like that. Okay, so what I want to try next is to create these little holes on the side. So I want to do that with a Boolean. Yeah, I wonder what's going to be the easiest way to do that. But let's try that with a Boolean and see how it works. So to do that, I'm going to create 3 cylinders. And then I'm going to try and Boolean and see how that works. Or maybe from the side, then I can push it through all the way, and then it can cut the other side as well. Yeah, let's do that. So let's switch our reference on again, and I don't think you can see these even on the reference. No, you can't. So this reference doesn't have that. But it's fine. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and see what we can do. Okie dokie. So, let's just see. Alright, so let's switch back our model. And now I need to create those cylinders and see what we can do. So I'm just going to create a new mesh, just a cylinder, and then just scale it down all the way. And then we're going to move it out for now, just like so. I'm just going to switch off, what's going on here? Switch off the reference. Okay, now I'm gonna just kind of rotate this around the X 90 degrees, and then I want to squash this cylinder on its side so it's kind of like it creates kind of that look. So let me just see if I go into front view. So what we can do is, I think the best will probably just be to just scale this. So if I just scale this in the Z, maybe more, to create something like that. Yeah, that's not exactly what I want. Let's delete that and let's try creating something else. Maybe a circle, and then I want to add, how many vertices do we need? We don't need a lot. Probably like maybe 10. The only thing now I need to, because if I flip this, yeah, I need something with, so it needs to be edges on the side. Let me just see. Let's undo that again. I have an idea. So let me just hide our model again and let's delete this. And then I'm going to create a circle again, but this time let's just increase this. So we have maybe 22 vertices. Yeah, and then we scale this down. And then we rotate it 90 degrees in the x-axis. So now we should be able to, yeah, I think this might work. So let me just show our other model again. And I'm just going to move this out to the front. And go into edit mode. Well, first let's scale this down a lot. And then I'm going to kind of pull these down, so GZ, and that's going to create that shape. Okay, so let me just see the size. So this is almost here at the front. We can probably rotate it slightly like so, and I think the size is looking okay. So we can place one maybe around here, and then one here, and then one here. So let's start with the side. Okay, so first of all we need to create a mesh from this thing. So I'm going to go into edit mode. Let me just save this quickly. Go into edit mode and then select all these edges, and then I'm going to press F on the keyboard just to fill that, and then I'm going to take this one face and then I'm just going to extrude it out. Something like so. So now we can just push it through and it should be perfectly aligned. So we can move this forward, place one here, maybe down, and maybe let's create an array to make sure it's perfect, or the spacing between them is perfect. So I'm just going to go this way, and then we need 3 of these, and I'm just going to kind of just move it out like so, and then we can maybe move it down, yeah, so using this number, so the Y. I'm just gonna kind of scale it. We'll just see what we are doing. Suddenly it looks a little big, to be honest. Okay, so let's just scale this and see what happens. So I'm going to scale it down a bit, like so. Move this up a bit, and maybe just space it out a bit more even. Go down, maybe 2 around here. Okay, let's see what it's gonna do. So if I select my barrel, and then I'm gonna go to modifiers, and then I'm gonna add a boolean, and then you just select your boolean object, which will be this one. And then if we go into wireframe, we should be able to see something happening here. I'm not sure if it's doing anything. Okay, so that is saying, let me just see if I hide this. Okay, that's not doing anything at all. So, cube, boolean. Okay, so we'll probably have to apply, let me just apply this array. And let's just hide that. Nope, that doesn't work yet. So let me just go and delete this boolean again. Let me just see these objects. If I show, okay, so if I look at the face orientation, it's basically pointing in the wrong direction. So we need to fix that first. So I'm just going to select all these faces and then go to mesh, normals, and flip. So that will basically just flip the normals. Okay, we just need to push this through even more. So now we are facing in the right direction, so I can switch that off. And then I'm just going to slide it through so it's coming out of the other side as well, like that. And everything should be the same. I could have used a mirror modifier for this, but yeah, it's fine. I don't think we have to. Let me just do this. Okay, so let's try that boolean again. So I'm gonna select my barrel, and then modifiers, boolean, and then select our boolean object. And now that's looking better, I think. So now we can hide these, and we have something on the side. I don't know if that's exactly what we need, but that's kind of working. Now we can do the actual I don't know what you call it, this little hole here in the front. We can do a boolean with that as well. So let's do that. So first of all, I want to place my 3D cursor in the center of this area. So I'm going to select all these faces right in front, and then Shift S cursor to select it, and that's going to just put the 3D cursor right in the middle. And then we can create, let's just go out of edit mode first, and then create a cylinder like so. Let's give it 64 vertices, and I'm happy with that. Scale it down, and then we want to rotate this in the Y 90 degrees, and then we need to make it smaller, kind of get the size right here. Let me just look at this from the front. So maybe we can move this down slightly, maybe around here. And then obviously we need to just scale this up in the X, and then just move it along the X. And maybe we need to, I don't know if we need to tilt this slightly down. Maybe not. So I don't want it to come out on the other side, so I'm just going to slide that over. So we have maybe something like that. Okay, this actually looks pretty cool here in the center, coming through here. But yeah, let's just follow the reference that we have. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna select the barrel again. Let's just apply this boolean, the first one we did. Alright, so I'm gonna add another boolean, and then for our boolean object I'm gonna select the cylinder, and let's have a look if anything is happening. Yeah, that is definitely happening right there. So now I can go and I can hide this just to kind of see what we have. That's looking pretty good. What do we have? What's going on there? There's a little funny thing here at the top. Okay, so it looks like our cylinder actually came through the top. So what I need to do is I need to just move the cylinder down, or I need to tilt it slightly. Maybe if we just do a rotation, let me just see so like minus 1 degree, that should be fine. And then we can hide that, and let's see what we have. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. We don't have that issue right there at the top, so that's cool. Alright, so now we can apply this boolean as well. So I'm just gonna apply this, and I'm gonna delete this cylinder. This cylinder we can delete, and the same with these ones, we can delete them as well. There we go. Okay, so next I think, let me just save that and see what we can create next. So maybe this line that is cutting in to the barrel, we can maybe do that. I'm a little nervous about this rounding section here, but I maybe have an idea how we can do that using another boolean. Okay, so let's do this. Or we can do these marks at the back. So the ones I'm talking about are these marks. Maybe we can do them as well. Okay, so I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Yeah, this is a real tricky shape, because we need to come out here at the back to create this back piece. So let me just have a look at this reference again, and if we go into edit mode, we need to do something here. So I think first let's just move these into position like so, and kind of just move this into position like that. I'm thinking this little hole here in the middle, I think I just need to push that to the front, because this is going to cause some confusion here. So I'm just going to go G and then X, and then kind of just push this towards the front, because we don't really need it to go all the way to the back, because it's just going to make our lives a bit more difficult. Okay, so let's just move this down as well. Maybe let's just move all of these down like so, and let's just move all of these ones down, and maybe let's fix these double vertices really quickly. So those two, I'm just going to scale X 0, scale X 0, and I think you guys know the process by now. Just going to do the same with these. I don't know why they shifted. I probably did something stupid. Okay, so these ones as well. There's all these little finicky things you have to do. And let's just scale that in as well. Scale that in as well. And all of these. Like so. Okay. I just want to check something quickly. I'm just going to update the subject quickly, or the title. So Blender 3D modeling. Hand cannon. And let's take that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna save that. Animation. And done. Hey there, Kel the Lucky Kitten. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing this evening, or where you from? And yeah, welcome to the stream. So I'm trying to model this little hand cannon from Fortnite, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think we are kind of moving in the right direction. So if I hide my reference, let me quickly show what I have so far. So that's kind of the shape that I'm working with currently. So still early stages. Do you also use Blender a lot? So okay, I think what we need to do next is either this back piece, or I need to try and figure out how I'm gonna do this little curve that's here in the middle, which is quite a tricky shape, because yeah, it kind of goes. I can probably do this with a boolean. Tommy Gun Batum Fortnite mods. Okay, I don't really. I think I've played Fortnite once or twice, so I'm not really familiar. I think this gun is probably not even available in, or not. It's not used in Fortnite anymore. I think it's maybe from the old, like, first season or something. I don't know. It's just something that I'm trying to practice a bit more, because I'm not very good at this style of modeling. And yeah, just practicing, trying to get better at this. So I'm just kind of moving some things here into place, and then I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this section here. Maybe if we just move these up as well. And now I need to be very careful not to select all of those vertices that I don't want to select. So that one we can move, and maybe let's just move these ones up as well. And we need to make sure that X-ray is on. And yeah, so yeah, let me know if you want a coupon to my Skillshare course. I actually gave out some Udemy coupons the other night, but I don't have any Udemy coupons left right now that I can share, but I can share a Skillshare one. The only downside of using the Skillshare link is you have to sign up for a trial, and then you need to remember to cancel that trial. But you can get free access to the course, and then the course is yours forever, I think. But yeah, it's a little bit more tricky than the Udemy coupons. So yeah, let me know if you're interested, and I can give you a little link. Okay, so I'm just moving these points up to kind of align them a little better, so we have more space here in the center to kind of try and do this indent. But I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but let's see what happens. This is just a very, very chilled modeling session. So I'm just going to move these into place, and these we just need to scale in the X again, 0, scale on the X, 0, and this little one in the front we can probably just leave it there for now. So okay, let's move this one up to the center right here. What am I doing? Let's do a save, and then I want to pull these down just a bit. Okay, so these vertices we also need to fix. For some reason they kind of went out of alignment while I was doing something. So I'm kind of just fixing them as I see them. So I'm just doing like a scale X and then 0 to get them aligned. Same with these ones. SX 0 and then SX 0, SX 0. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, so we've got those are now a little bit more spaced out. Let me just see here in front. We probably need to GG and move this up. Let me just see. Yeah, that's probably the right thing to do. And then what's going on here? So this one, or these two, what are they doing? So it's 2 vertices on that side and 2 on that side. Okay, cool. So we can probably just slide them as well. So GG, and then kind of maybe not. Let's just do a GZ, move them down. Just want to see if we're still on the right track here. Yeah, that's looking alright. And what's happening at the top? So this one I'll have to maybe move just a little, like so. Alright. Okay, so let's see what we need to do next. So I was thinking of doing a Boolean. Let me just switch off the X-ray mode to kind of figure out if this is going to work or not. I think a Boolean might actually work. Again, if I create like almost like a round shape and then extrude that from the side and then kind of just push it in there and see what happens. I think I'm going to give that a try. So it's going to kind of come from here and then all the way out the front, and hopefully that will give that indentation. So let me just hide this empty again. Wait, let me just unhide the empty first. So it should go all the way to around here, to this edge loop. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna hide our reference image, and then I'm just gonna create a circle again, like that, and I'm gonna give it 22. Yeah, that's fine, I think. And then I'm gonna rotate this in the X 90 degrees. Whoops, yeah, like so. And I'm gonna just move it to the front so I can see it. And then I'm gonna go into edit mode. And now I just need to figure out what I'm gonna do here to create that long. Okay, so I think if we move, okay, let me just first scale this thing down like so. Go into edit mode, and I'm gonna take all these vertices and move them over to the left, so G and X. See, this circle is not going to work because it's got this vertex right at the top and bottom, so I'm going to rotate this so that I have 2 on the sides and not 1 in the center, if that makes any sense. So let's just rotate this 90 degrees, go back into edit mode, and now you can see now I can take those vertices and move them over to the side. Okay, so now we just need to kind of get the size right. So I'm going to bring the reference back. I hope this is going to work. So I'm going to scale this down and kind of get this shape. And then just go into edit mode, take these vertices and just move them out to the front. Okay, let's do a save. And now we need to create the mesh that we're going to use as a boolean. So I'm going to go into edit mode, select all these edges, and then press F on the keyboard just to fold them. And then I'm just going to extrude this. So I'm going to take this face and just extrude it simply like this. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we need to try and get it, let me just see from the front. So if I move this in, we can obviously snap this. And let me just switch on absolute grid snap, and then I think, yeah, it will snap right there. I don't know if that's going to be too much of an indent, but there's only one way to figure out to see what it's going to do. So let's save and let's give it a try. So I'm going to select my gun barrel first, apply a boolean, and then for the object I'm going to select this one, and let's have a look at our okay, so it's doing something. It's definitely doing something. Let's have a look. If I hide this, it's not doing anything. Okay, so let's just go back here. Let's just unhide everything again. I think we'll probably have the same issue where the normals are not facing in the right way. So if I just switch on show the face orientation, there we go, you can see this is all red. So if you go into edit mode, select all these faces and then go to mesh and then go to normals and you flip them. Now we can try it again. So I can switch off the face orientation, we select our barrel boolean, and then we just reselect this, and now things should work. Yeah, so you can see there that is definitely cutting into our model. And let's hide this and see what we have. Okay, so it's not too bad. It's maybe a little bit much. Let me just see. Yeah, I think it's a bit too much, and I'll probably have to try and bevel the back of this thing. So I'm gonna just disable this boolean quickly and then move this out to the side. So G, Y, and I'm kind of just gonna snap this so we have it there. And then I'm gonna take this face. I don't know if this is gonna work. So if we bevel this, yeah, you see that's not gonna work. So maybe if we bevel these two edges, also not. Okay. Because we need like, I just need to basically, I think I was overthinking this a bit. So I'm gonna scale this. No, let's just rotate this. Rotate this 90 degrees, like so. And let's just move it out a bit. And then we can scale all of these points inwards. So I'm going to select all of those faces and kind of just move them in because we don't need it to be like that. I'm just going to set the origin to the geometry. And yeah, now I'm just going to kind of scale it up to match the size that we need. So scale in the X, scale in the X. So obviously the round part at the end will have to do kind of differently to get that corner or that rounding on the edge. But yeah, for now this is fine, I think. So I'm gonna place my pivot point on this edge. So the easiest way to do that is select where you want to place it and then do Shift S, cursor to selected, go out of edit mode, right click, set origin to 3D cursor, and then that's going to basically take your 3D cursor and kind of just snap it to that exact position. Okay, so now if we look at this from the front, we can move this in and kind of snap to the grid, and I just want to snap it to that one right there. So I just want to enable this thing again and kind of just move this back. I'll figure out how to add that curve there, but I'm just gonna for now just kind of place it about here. And let's do the boolean and see what happens. So we've got our gun, we've got our object, and let me just reselect this object. Let's look at the wireframe and what's happening here. So if we hide this, it's not doing anything. Why not? Face orientation is good. What is going on here? It's supposed to work. So let me just... Oh yeah. So we need to kind of show it, eh? So if I enable that now, and if we hide this, there we go. Okay, so we kind of get that rounding here at the front. And then we can later on just kind of fix that problem, because that needs to be something like that, which is, I have no idea how to do that. But I think that's looking, the front part is looking okay. I think that kind of works. It's a little bit much. Let me just unhide this again and see if we can maybe snap this to, where do we want to snap it to? Just hide our gun. So this is where we had it, and that was a little bit too much. So I'm going to snap it to, let me just see here. So we have all of these points we can snap to, maybe 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's in the middle of that. So I'm gonna unhide that again, and I think it should be good now. Let me just hide that again. So we get a little bit of a, yeah, that's not looking great because it's got some issues right there. So I'll probably have to move it in some more. So maybe let me just hide this one again. And let's GY and kind of just move it over again. So maybe on that line, just maybe 1, 2 blocks away from that line, that grid line. Okay, so now if we show that again, we hide that, and I think that works better. What's happening here in front? Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, that's kind of what it's doing. So maybe we can just move this up slightly. So GZ and just kind of move it up so that front looks a bit better. And then we just need to do the same on the other side. So let's unhide that again. And maybe, let me see if I can duplicate this. yeah, let's try this. So I'm just going to disable this boolean, and then we're going to take this object, go into no, I'm not going to go into edit mode, so I'm just going to do a shift D, and then I'm just going to move it over to the side like so, and then I want to place the pivot point of this object on that side. So let me just move this out, and let me just focus on that object, and we're going to take this edge, shift S, cursor to select it, and then let's place our origin to 3D cursor. Okay, now we have that. So now we can look at this from the front again. Whoops. And I'm just going to hide the gun again, so H, and then I'm going to move this over, and we're going to snap it to 2 grid spaces from that side. Okay, cool. So now we can actually join these together into one object, and we can use that for both sides. So I'm going to select both of them and then just right click join, and now this is one object. And now we can go back and we can show our gun again, and now we can enable the boolean. Let's just see if it's doing anything. Okay, I think it's working. So if we hide this, yeah, so we can see we have that rounding at the front. Okay, so let's apply this. There we go. Okay, so next, I think let's move on to maybe a different section of this gun. Maybe let's do this little, the trigger, or whatever you call that little thing there at the back. So maybe I'm just going to use or add a separate object for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to just, no, I can probably just do a extrude on this. Yeah, that's probably going to be the easiest. So I'm just going to take this face, look at this from the front, and simply extrude this. And then I just want to move these points around. So I'm going to grab this one, move it to around here. This one maybe to around here. And then let's do a loop cut right in the middle, and then I can just pull this up so we kinda get something like that. And now let me just see if we look at the reference. Okay, so we need to take these points. I can just select all of them and then kind of just scale this on the Y just to pull this in, and then I will probably have to do the same with these 3 points or vertices, and the same with this side, and then I'm just going to scale those in like so. Let's just see what's happening here. We can probably scale these 2 points in as well, so it's looking pretty strange, and we can probably do the same with these. Whoops. So maybe let's look at this from the top, see what's going on here. So yeah, we can definitely scale these in, we can scale these ones in as well, and then maybe let's scale these ones slightly. Okay, and let's do a save. Alright, so let's see what we are going to do here. Okay, so if you look at this reference, it's not really clear, but it's got like a little gap in the center of this thing at the back. So we just need to cut that out. So I'm going to select these faces. I don't think we need to, or we have to do a loop cut. Maybe we can get away by just subdividing these. What's going on here? Yeah, we can probably do that. I don't know why it created. Okay, yeah, it will actually do that. So let's just select these faces again. And let's just center on this area right here. And I'm gonna subdivide these again. So now we have this section here in the middle that we can use to create that cutout. So I can probably just delete these faces like so. Just delete them, and then we can just bridge those edges. So let's hide our reference, and I'm gonna select. Let me just see what's gonna be the easiest here. So this face, let's just bridge those ones first and just connect them, and then those ones we can connect, and these ones we can connect. You can probably select them all, but I'm just gonna do it like this, and then we can do the same on this side. So these two we can connect, those ones we can connect, these ones we can connect as well, and those ones we can connect. Okay, so let's see if we can close this top as well. So maybe if we just select all of these and then just fold them in, that should be fine. Like so, and fold them in. Okay, now that feels a little bit I don't know if they need to be this tall, but we are kind of following the reference, so maybe it's fine. So I just want to move some of these back points into position because they come out a little bit far. So maybe let's just pull them in and see what we have. Not sure why it created these outside edges, but it's fine. That will be okay. Okay, next I want to add these marks right here. So this we will definitely do with another boolean, but I just want to make sure that we have enough geometry to work with, because this needs to come out. So as you can see here, after we have this indent on the front, this part needs to come out. So let's have a look. So everything from, so all of these faces and then back needs to come out. As you can see, they're also going in. So I think if we just take these edges and kind of move them out, so I just need to make sure that I'm selecting the back edges as well, because that can cause some issues. So those ones, and then we can probably do these at the back as well. So 1, 2, 3, all the way to the back. So this one, this one, this one, and let's just select all of those edges, and then we're going to pull them out. So scale Y like this, and then I need to kind of make them straight or flat. So yeah, so I'm gonna select, let me just switch off X-ray again, because this I will have to do on the one side first and then on the other side. So if I select those edges, and those edges, and I just do a scale on the Y and then 0, then they are straight and flat. And then we need to do the same with the other side. So it's going to be this one, and this one. and then I'm gonna scale Y 0, so that's also nice and flat, like so. Comes out a little bit at the bottom, which should actually go inwards, so I'm just gonna take these ones, first level them out so they are straight as well. Maybe I can just straighten these all together, so let me just take these ones and these ones like so, and SY0. Yeah, so okay, so let's do this with this side as well. So first of all, I'm going to take this line SY0 just to kind of straighten that out, and then I'm going to select those edges as well, like so, and just scale them on the Y0, and now we have that straight face, and the bottom one is sticking out a bit, which is okay for now. We can probably straighten that one as well, so let's do all five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so let's do all 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Scale Y0, that's flat. Same with this side, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just select all of these edges all the way to the back, right? Yeah. Scale Y0. Okay, so now if we hide this, you'll see we've got that flat edge at the back, or that flat face at the back. And now we can see if we can create these nice little indents. Okay, so let's look at our reference again. So these are quite interesting because they kind of go around the top area as well. So let's see what we can do here. So a boolean will probably work. Okay, let me just get my brain focused here. So this, what's happening here? Okay, so this should go in as well. If you look at the back, that point, we didn't really do this. So the easiest way to align a vertex with another vertex is you just select a vertex, and then if you press N on the keyboard, you'll see the global value of that vertex. So the position we're looking for is this Y value. So let me just undo that. So we literally just copy that value, and then you select your point that you want to align with that one, and you just paste that value on that axis, and now everything should be aligned. So there's some more issues here. So this one and this one are also not aligned. What did I do here? So if we take this one, this is the Y value, and I'm just going to paste it on there, and the same with this one, and the same with this one. And then this one should probably be, no, also not. Okay, so now let's just see if all of these are nice and straight. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. Alright, so let me just get rid of that menu. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do here. Alright, so I can probably do the back end first, this part first, and then maybe leave these indentations for a bit later. Yeah, I think let's do that. So this back piece, these two little back pieces, let's have a look what we're going to do here. So we can probably extrude one of these faces. I think we'll have to do another loop cut, maybe just 2 loop cuts like that, and then we have some extra geometry that we can actually work with. Yeah. Let's just do a quick save again. Okay, so let's see if I take this face and then extrude that. So just extrude it this way. And I'm going to go into X-ray mode and just move these points into position like that. And now we have a bit of an issue right here. So I'm just going to move this one up. These two I'm just going to slide up. And then this one I'm going to move into position right here. And this one I'm going to move into position right there. And these ones we can move a little back, a little down. And then we have that. I'm sure this must be not as wide. So I'm just going to scale this on the Y. And I can probably do the same with those points as well. So this one and this one, scale that on the Y as well, like so. And maybe these top four, I'm just going to scale them in a little more, and then we have something. Let me just see what we have. Yeah, so just a little pointy thing there at the back. And let's have a look here. Okay, so let's switch on our reference again, and maybe what we can do here, let me just think. Okay, I think let's just add the handle or the grip for now, and then we can always see what we're going to do next. So I need to extrude something here. So this will probably be these faces and probably these ones as well. Maybe let's do one more loop cut right around this area, and then I can take these faces and extrude them for the grip. So very basic stuff. So I'm just going to pull this down and kind of just move it over, and I can probably just rotate this to get that basic shape going like so. And now we obviously just have something like this, and we need to scale this down so it's not as wide as the barrel. So let's add a loop cut right here at the top, and then we can take all of these faces all around like so, and we can just squash them in. So scale on the Y, maybe something like that. We can always adjust it later if it doesn't look right. Okay, and now we can create some extra loop cuts and just try and fix this shape as best as we can. So remember to switch on X-ray so you're moving everything that you need to move. Okay, this we can probably just move up to around here like so. This we can move in, and then let's do a little loop cut here at the bottom, and I can pull this in to kind of get that shape going. And then maybe let's do one more loop cut here so I can move this point in, and then we need to have a loop cut here so I can pull this a little down and this a little down, and then we need a loop cut here so I can move this piece inwards. This I can probably GG to slide it, but that's also not going to work, so just a normal G. And these ones I can move up into place, and this one right here. Okay, so let's just move these down slightly and see what we can do. So another loop cut right here. So we can just move this point out. And let's see, this point maybe, because then we can use these faces again to extrude for that part. So maybe we can do that right now while we in this kind of area. So I'm just gonna pull this out and then just move it up and rotate it and do something like that. I'm first kind of just blocking it out, and then you go in and kind of add the extra details. So now we can take these faces and we can extrude them upwards, maybe scale them in the X, not as much, just like so. Okay, and now we need to I think we need to extrude these ones. Let me just switch off X-ray so I can see what I'm doing. Let's just connect these ones. We need to kind of pull down. Let's see what's going to be the easiest here. Maybe if I rather take these edges and extrude them, so we can probably connect them with these ones like so to create that face. I don't want to make it too difficult here, but I think if we maybe, I don't know if this is going to work, this is probably going to cause some very bad geometry, but if I take those edges and we fold them, and then we do the same on this side. So let me just see, so we select 1, 2, 3, and then this one here at the bottom, fold that. Let me just hide our reference image quickly and see what we have. So yeah, that kinda works. And then we kinda just need to close this section off. So I'm gonna take that edge and fold that. This one and this one, we can connect those. This one with this face, connect. And these two, edge, and then the same with those ones. Okay, I think that's okay for now. Let me just close that down. And in this front piece, we can probably do something similar. So I'm just going to take these edges, those 3 edges, and I'm going to extrude them to around here. And then I'm going to take just this one and fold them like so, and then fold these 2. Ooh, wait. Yeah, maybe those ones. Not the best geometry in the world, but I think it's kind of doing the trick. Let me just see what we have. Yeah, I think it's kind of working. If we just take these 2 vertices and kind of just push them in, like so. I think that kind of works. Alright, let's have a look with our reference image again. Okay, so now we can do the trigger. And for the trigger, I'm just gonna take these 2 edges and I'm gonna subdivide them. So right click subdivide, so we have some extra geometry to work with, and I'm just gonna move that backwards, and maybe let's do the same with that this edge and this edge. Let's just subdivide them as well, and then I can slide this one backwards, and then we can connect those 2. So just F, because we're not crossing any lines here, so we don't have to do a J. So that's super easy to connect. And these ones, just like that. Okay, so now we need to create our trigger. And if we look at our trigger, we'll see, where is the trigger? Okay, so probably do another loop cut. No, loop cut's not gonna work. Let me just see here. So that's one, and we can probably subdivide these two, and then I can use this face for the trigger. So let's have a look. So I'm just gonna extrude that down, make sure X-ray is on, and then we're just gonna move these into place, and this one right here, and then let's do a loop cut here at the top, middle, and bottom. So this one we can kind of just move around like so, and like so, and like so, and like so. I don't know if it should have like a sharp point, maybe. Yeah. So I think first of all, let's just take these faces. So these side faces, and just push them in. So S and the Y, just gonna kind of pull them in like so. And then maybe what we can do is we can select these edges and see if we can bevel them. I don't want to add too much details right now, because it's basically like a low poly model, and then later on you can always start adding the details, but I think a bevel will look nice. It's just a little bevel, and maybe just like 2. I'm not gonna overdo it. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's go into solid view. Okay, so it's kind of starting to look like a gun. Still a bit of work to go. So I think next what we can do is let's do this thing here at the back. So now this reference is not really going to help us, but let's just see how we can do this. So we can probably take these faces, and then let me just see if I can find another reference quickly that's maybe from that side. No, I don't see any references, so I'm just going to try this. I'm going to take this, literally just this middle face, and kind of extrude it out, and let's just get it into place. So yeah, that's maybe not the best thing to do. Let me just undo that quickly. So I'm going to pull this out and go into vertex select, switch on X-ray, and I'm just going to try and see if we can't maybe do something like this. So maybe if we pull this out and pull that out, maybe not this one, pull that back in there. Hey Moohoo, welcome to the chat and welcome to the stream. I need to play a sound effect for you. Hold on a second.
Master, we have a visitor.
How you doing? So so yeah, I'm just basically trying to model this hand cannon from Fortnite. I'm not really good at modeling these type of things, but I'm practicing. Not a lot of people watching tonight, so not sure what's happening, but I'm just having a relaxing time and kind of just playing around with this. So this is basically what we have so far. Let me just show you. It's obviously still a lot of work, and it's still very low poly, but that's kind of getting there. What do you think? So I'm obviously going to make this model available in the Discord server. So if you go to my about section, you'll see an invite to the Discord server. So you can always come and join. If you're not there, I think you might be there already. No? Yeah? So if you're not there, maybe come and join us and download some models. Okay, so that's just like that. Okay, so you're already part of the server. Cool. Yeah, I'm slowly building like a little community. So this is basically my second stream on Twitch. So it's really difficult to get viewers on here, but that's how it goes. So I'm just gonna trying to create this back thing here, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So maybe if we can add another loop cut right through there, and we just pull this out. Yeah, I actually need to spend some time and post on Facebook as well. I just never know if people will actually click and like, I don't know, like have a look. Because so many people just spam those groups with links to like go and watch them. But even if I get like 1 or 2 followers a day when I stream, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and do some streams every now and then and see if I can slowly build a little community. So I'm just gonna move these points up a bit because I think this is a little bit too thick. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move this down like so, down like so. Okay, so this back thing, I'm not sure what we need to do here. We definitely need to push some of these points in. So I'm just going to take these points. Maybe I can just take all of these and kind of just SY them in. So we might have a bit of a problem here. So maybe if I take these ones as well. And let's see, SY, push them in. Yeah, that might work, and then I can probably push these out to inwards a bit. Maybe these two I can push in some more. So, do you create a lot of stuff in Blender? Okay, so I'll probably have to push in these 3 as well, because that doesn't really look too nice. I'm just going to kind of push these in, and definitely this point and this point, and maybe these 2 as well. So just push them in as well. And let me just hide the reference. Yeah, I don't know about this back part, but I don't know. That's kinda what it is. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure how that piece looks like. Maybe if I can pull these 2 out slightly, so scale them out. Okay, you must let me know if you want a coupon to my Skillshare or Udemy course. I don't have any Udemy coupons right now, but I can give you a Skillshare link to the Skillshare. Like, it's not a coupon really. It's like a trial. So you basically sign up for a trial, and then you get my course for free. So let me paste it in here in the chat, and then if you're interested, you can have a look at it. But yeah, as I say, it's I don't have a Udemy coupon right now, which is a lot easier actually. But the Skillshare link should work. It might ask you to sign up for like a trial, and then you can always cancel that trial. So you're not going to pay anything if you cancel the trial after, like, I think it's 2 weeks or a month. But yeah, have a look. There you go. So I'm just going to pull these in slightly like so. And then let's see what else we can do here. Okay, so I'm just gonna select some of these points and kind of just slide them around to kind of create some space for what we need to do next. So those ones just gonna slide this way and this way and this way, like so. Okay, I'm not gonna do those indents yet. Maybe we can see if we can create this grip on the grip. This piece here. So that's probably gonna be quite a tricky thing to create. Let's see here. So that kind of just pops out a little bit. So I'll probably have to use the knife tool and kind of cut in here to create all this geometry. I'm going to save and I'm going to give it a try. I've never really used the knife tool. I don't really use it often, but I'm going to give it a try quickly and see if this is going to work at all. So this is probably going to be very, very messy, but I'm going to give it a try. So now, yeah, this is going to be interesting because I'm only doing it on the one side. And we basically need to do this on both sides. So maybe, I'm just going to give it a try quickly and see what it does. So if we just do a knife tool and create some weird looking geometry here. Whoops. And just go into, okay, that didn't work. Yeah, so if I need to use the knife tool, I will have to probably do it on the one side first and then see if I can copy that back to the other side as well. Or I can do it as a separate object and then maybe just kind of add it in. Yeah, maybe let's give that a try. Cool, we have a new visitor.
Master, we have a visitor.
Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and create a separate object for that part. I don't know. That's obviously not the best way to do this, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. So I'm gonna create a curve, and let's just move this into place. Okay, and then I'm gonna move it out to the side. I'll have to straighten that out. Alright, I'm gonna take a very quick break. I'll be back in 3 minutes. So yeah, stick around. I'm gonna be back in a flash. And I'm back. Is everyone still alive? How are you guys doing tonight? So it's a bit of a slow Twitch night tonight. Not a lot of viewers, but yeah, we are creating a little hand cannon from Fortnite. Just taking it slow. So let's jump back into Blender and let's see what we can do next. So I think I'm just kind of thinking about this area. So let's maybe do some thinking. Any ideas how we can do this little part here that comes around the grip? So I can create a separate object and I can extrude that. So that's one way of doing it. And then kind of just add it as a separate object. That's probably the easiest way to do this. Yeah, I don't know. Any ideas? Let me know. So, okay, I'm gonna give it a try and see what happens. So I'm gonna create a curve again. So I'm just gonna delete the one that I have, or let me just see what's going on here. If I scale this down and I kind of move it to the front. Let me just see. I actually want to delete this point. Or maybe not. Scale that in the Y, 0, get a straight line, and then we can move this. Okay. Why is this so difficult? Okay, we'll probably just have to give it a try and see what happens. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. So let's just move this to the front so I can see it. And go into edit mode and start moving these things around. So yeah, I'm just gonna try a curve and see what we get. No idea, but let's give it a try. So I'm gonna scale this in. I'm gonna scale this point in all the way. Kind of just rotate this around. Extrude that out. Rotate around. And we can probably create another point. So I'm just going to subdivide, create another point, move this one down, maybe just move this out slightly like that. And then we can rotate this into position. Okay, extrude. And extrude some more. Let's do maybe this part, and then we can scale this one in, and then we'll definitely need another point here. So select those 2 points and subdivide, pull this one down, and maybe just rotate this slightly like so. And the same with this one. I'm just gonna kind of move it around and see. Something like that. And in this part I'm just going to rotate around again. Move this maybe... Right, let's just pull this one back. And... let's see, like so. Extrude that and rotate that around. And then we extrude it all the way to the top. Let's just rotate that around a bit, and then we're going to extrude this one, pull this handle down. Kind of like using these these Bezier curves, because you can basically create any shape you want. Okay, and now we can just connect those two. So you simply just right click and you say toggle cyclic, or cyclic, something like that. And then I'm just going to scale this one in. Oops, not that much. Scale it in some more. Okay, we have a shape. So let's see if this is going to work. So first of all, I'm going to go into I first need to hey Mr. Froggins, how are you doing? We have a new visitor.
Master, Master, we have a visitor.
How are you doing? Hope you're having a good evening, or a good morning, or a good afternoon. It's evening this side. It's about 4 minutes past 10 in the evening. I'm from South Africa. Where are you guys from? So, so we have our curve. Let's just save. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do here. Oh, cool. You saw my post on Facebook. Nice, man. Oh, you're French. Cool. I'm actually Afrikaans, which is very similar to Dutch. But yeah, Afrikaans from South Africa. Afrique du Sud, or something like that, as they say in French. Yeah, but I can't speak any French, unfortunately. I hope you're having a good time. Do you also use Blender quite often? Okay, cool, yeah. Anytime, you can ask away. I haven't used Blender for too long. I actually started using Blender only in 2020. About a year ago. So, yeah. Oops, what am I doing? Cool, yeah. So, I've got a course that I created on Skillshare and also on Udemy. So that link that you see there in the chat, I'm not sure if you can actually see that link. Maybe I should just paste it in again. It's a link to the Skillshare course, and you can actually sign up for a free trial using that link. I'm not exactly sure if you need to. I think you need to sign up for you sign up for the trial, and then you just need to remember to cancel the trial before they charge you. And then you can get free access to that course. I also usually give away Udemy coupons, which are a lot easier to kind of use because you kind of just click on it and you get the course. But I don't have any Udemy coupons right now. So if you want to, you can try and use that Skillshare one and see how that works for you. If you don't have any luck, I will have some extra Udemy coupons hopefully available soon. But yeah, it's like a 6-hour kind of it's like a masterclass, like a crash course. I kind of go through everything, all the basic stuff. Okay, so we need to do something with this curve now. So I'm gonna try. So yeah, so with this curve selected, I'm gonna go to the Bezier curve settings or properties. And I'm going to go to geometry, and I'm kind of just going to extrude this. Should I extrude this? Let me just think about this quickly. Maybe not extrude, maybe offset. No. So I need to create. Cool, man. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you don't come right with it, but I'll definitely have some Udemy coupons available soon. So, yeah, I don't really make games. I am in the visual effects industry. So I create like a lot of stuff for TV commercials mostly. A lot of After Effects work that I do. I also do a lot of 3D tracking, so like match moving, those kind of things where you track the camera in 3D space. Object tracking I also do a lot. A lot of the TV commercials, they will basically have a product in the live action footage, and then you have to track it, and then when they create different versions of that advert for different countries, we'll have to replace labels and things on live action footage. So yeah, so I do a lot of like 3D tracking, and Blender is actually amazing for 3D tracking. I used to use, what just happened? Oh cool, thanks for the follow, Mr. Froggins. Thank you so much. Let me play you a little my thanks sticker. We could even give you some fireworks. There's some fireworks for you. Thanks for the follow. Cool, man. Yeah, so I don't make games. I've actually played around with Unreal Tournament back in the day. Not really back in the day, like a year ago. But yeah, I would love to create games, but it's just I don't have the time right now. So I was actually looking at, there are a few game engines if you guys are interested to check out. So the first one is obviously Unreal Engine, and then there's Unity, and then the other one is Godot, which I think might be a French name, Godot. So it looks like Godot, but I think you pronounce it Godot, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's French. Yeah, so it's a completely free game engine, and yeah, people like it. So this little line, I need to figure out how to fill this thing and to make something out of it. So let me just see. So Bevel is gonna create a little pipe, and we don't really want that. I don't know why this is so. Yeah, Godot with a silent T. Oh, sorry, you were talking to Mr. Froggins. Okay. Yeah, let us know what you make, and let us know where we can check it out. So I need to figure out how to fill this thing, because this is very weird. Maybe if I set this to 2D, yeah, you see, then it's going to jump up there, and that's not what I want. I literally just want to fill this thing. So 3D is fine. Full deformed, we don't want to do that. Oh, that would be amazing, yeah, because Ubisoft Ubisoft is actually one of the first like bigger studios that moved over to Blender. So yeah, all the best, man, all the best. I'm sure if you create like a really cool little portfolio or like a showreel type of thing and you send it to them, I'm sure they will look at it. Okay, so what we need to do here, I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this little piece, because usually you can just kind of fold this, but I think I maybe did something wrong, because usually I will do this with a 2D curve, but now if I can't change it to 2D right now. Oh, so you're an IT teacher. Okay, I used to be in IT for... I used to do IT for about 8 years before I got started into like 3D and visual effects and compositing and stuff. This was kind of my hobby on the side, and IT was my day job. And then I just got more and more into visual effects, and then I kind of jumped ship, and now I'm working for a studio. I think this is not gonna work. Maybe just texture space. Offset, what does this do? That doesn't do anything. Extrude is gonna create a flat piece like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna create a flat piece like that, and then we can probably convert this to a mesh. Yes, we can convert this to a mesh. Now we have something, because now I can probably fill this inside. So I'm going to select, not the knife tool. I'm going to select all these edges and then just press F to fill. And then these faces on the side, I can probably, I'm going to do this. Just kind of connect them like that. Yeah, so if you want to select the path like this, you click one and then you hold in control, and then you just kind of click, and that will select all of those faces, and then I can delete them, delete faces, and then we are left with this one big face. So yeah, and with Blender, it's really great now because it's free. Anyone can just get started. So it's always great to have younger kids getting into 3D very early on. And yeah, it's just really cool. Really cool. What's that other guy's name? There's a guy on, I'm not sure if he's on Twitch. I know he streams on YouTube. A young guy, I think he's like 14 years old, and he's doing some amazing work in Blender. Okay, I need to figure out how I'm gonna get this face. My friends are like, stop talking about Blender every day. Yeah, I know the feeling, man. Blender is awesome. Blender is so much fun. And the thing about Blender is you can do so much. You can do 2D animation, as you know, with the grease pencil. You can do obviously 3D. You can do tracking, so you can do your object tracking or your camera tracking. That's really cool to do. Yeah, the funny thing is I used to use Maya for quite a few years. Okay, let me tell you the story quickly. Let's go to chat, and yeah, let's have a little chat quickly. So I started with, I think my first 3D program was 3ds Max, but for DOS. That was probably back in the 90s. So I started using 3ds Max for DOS, and then I think I got a Windows version after that, and then I went over to, what was after 3ds Max? I think I looked at Maya then, and then for some reason I used Cinema 4D for a while. Thanks, man. It's a bit messy here, but kinda, yeah, this is what's happening here. We can change some colors here at the back. Maybe let's do a darker blue, or we can do maybe, yeah, blue is nice. Blue is always good. And then I used Modo for a bit. I used Cinema 4D for a bit. I used 3ds Max for quite a long time when I kind of moved over to Windows. And then I remember looking at Blender back in the day when it was still like an old version, and I just couldn't get used to the interface. I kind of looked at the interface and it was just like, no, I just can't do this. And then I started using Maya, and then especially for work, like we got a license at work, and I started using Maya and everything was good. And yeah, like Maya, I don't know. I don't like Maya. And then last year I looked at Blender again when they kind of released the 2.8 and all of that. I didn't even know that they updated the interface, so I looked at it last year about this time. And when I opened, I was just like, okay, this interface is looking great, everything's perfect. And yeah, I have not looked back. I can't even imagine going back into Maya. Like just clicking on the Maya icon takes like 2 minutes to load Maya, to load your plugins and all the scripts and stuff that, I don't know, it's horrible. And then it's not even stable, and it's so expensive. Like, you get a few crashes a day. I know all software crash, but yeah, Maya's just, it feels unstable, and it's expensive, and it's, I don't know, it's slow, and I don't know, you can't even do 3D tracking in Maya. Like, I used to, because I do a lot of 3D tracking for work, I used to use PF Track for all the tracking I do, and then I need to jump into PF Track, do all my 3D tracking, and then exporting that into Maya was also quite a mission, because you need to make sure obviously your frame rate's perfect, and the starting frame always messes up. Like, PF Track will start on a 0 and then Maya will start on a 1, so you need to kind of figure that all out. So it was just this mission, and now I'm literally just staying inside of Blender, and I'm doing all my 3D tracking, all my object tracking. I can model the object that I want to do. I can even then kind of render it, and I use Eevee for most of the product stuff I do, and I can visualize it in the viewport, and I can kind of get it as perfect as I can. And then obviously if you do your render, you'll take it into your compositing software. And the thing is, you can freaking composite inside of Blender. That I actually still want to look at one day as well. And then you can obviously do video editing as well, inside of Blender, which is just mind-blowing. You can do everything in Blender. So yeah, I also do the Blender talk a lot. And yeah, my friends know it, so they just need to deal with it. Cool, so let's see what we can do here. So this is kind of freaking me out now, because this is not supposed to be this difficult. So, okay, we've got a plane. That's a good start. So I can probably just extrude this. This is probably going to be a bit messy. Okay, what I'm going to try and do, let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm going to set my pivot point on this thing. Set origin to geometry, so our pivot point is kind of in the center. And now I want to, on the grip of the gun, I'm going to select this face, and I'm going to go Shift S, set my cursor to select it, so my 3D cursor is now right on that face. And no, we don't have to do that. I'm overthinking this again. So all we have to do is we have to enable face snapping here at the top, and then I can just do a GY and then just hold in control, and that's going to snap right to that face. And let me just see if we are still in the right place. Yes, we are. So now we can go into this thing, select this face. It's freaking out a bit, but we can extrude that. And then I just need to, okay, so it's doing that because it's smooth, shade smooth. So I'm just going to set it to shade flat, and then we kinda have that. UVs, yeah. How to straighten work, for example. Yeah, let me show you quickly. It's actually really easy to straighten something. So let's do I'm just gonna UV unwrap this thing quick. Not the whole thing, I'm just gonna kind of show you how to straighten. So we're gonna go into UV editing, and let's just select all of these faces. And what I usually do is, you can obviously go in and you can mark your seams. So if you select your seams, you can right click and say mark a seam, and then it will kind of try and cut it there. But what I usually do is I just go into face mode, just switch on this little sync button here at the top so we can see all the stuff. So select all your faces, right click, unwrap, and then smart UV project, and that's gonna kind of give you an okay UV unwrap to start with. So now let's say you want to straighten your faces. So let me show you an example here quickly. So you can see some of these are a little bit janky. So what you want to do is you want to zoom into one of these faces, and you want to create one perfect face, one straight face. So I'm going to take this one for an example. So I'm going to go into vertex select, and I'm going to straighten out these two vertices. So just with scaling, so I'm going to scale this in the Y, and then just 0 to level that out. Do the same with the bottom. So S, Y, 0, and then I'm going to just make sure these are straight. So SX 0, and then same with these two, SX 0. So once you have one face that's perfectly straight, look at this. So you basically select that face first, and then hover over the other one, and then just press L to select everything that's linked, and then you simply right click and you go follow active quads, and look at that. It's straighten this whole thing basically by just using the active face. I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm going to show you with this one as well. So you can see all of these faces are a little bit skew. So I'm just going to take one of these and just level it out. So I'm going to take these two, scale Y0. Whoops, that didn't work too well. What's going on here? So let's try again. Scale Y. Okay, it's selecting some other weird face somewhere else. So we can probably, let me see if I can do an edge. No, I also can't do an edge. So these two. Yeah, so you kind of just have to create one that's straight, and then you select all the others, right click, follow active quads. But now this example is a bit, so we can probably use one of these. So if I select one of these first, that's already straightened, and then select all the others, right click, follow active quads, and then you can see perfectly straight. So it kind of follows that one face, and then it kind of makes it straight. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. But yeah, UV unwrapping can be a pain, but I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of like building a puzzle. It's kind of relaxing to me sometimes if I'm in the mood. What is the straighten option then for? I honestly don't know. Like, I've tried it so many times. I've looked at some tutorials as well, and I just couldn't figure it out. Like, if you right click and you go straighten X and Y, I don't know, it doesn't do anything. I'm sure I'm using it incorrectly, but I don't know. Straighten, maybe you must, like, I don't know, do like drag, I don't know. No idea. But yeah, I just do the follow active quads. I've seen a few tutorials online where they explain this follow active quads thing, so that just works. Yeah, nothing happens when you press straighten. I have no idea. I'm obviously doing it wrong, but it should be like, I thought maybe you can take, like, let's say take these vertices and then right click and go straighten. Ooh, it's doing something. Undo. Let's try this again. So I'm just going to select these vertices. Okay, it's selecting other vertices now as well. So let me just maybe select a few. Right click, straighten. And then it goes there. Okay, it's because it's using the same, maybe edges. That one and that one, straighten. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but the follow active quads, that's the way to do it, I think, and that's the easiest way that I can think of. And yeah, and then you can just go in, once you've done a smart UV project, you can straighten what you need to straighten. And then obviously, if you're not happy with certain sections, like let's say you're not happy with this part here, then what I do is I usually just select these, and I kind of see, okay, this is where the problem's at, and then I can either choose to just unwrap them, excuse me, or you can maybe project them from view, and you get something like that. Or you can just then maybe add some seams on that part that's a problem, and then yeah, you can do it. So Yeah, that alignment thing, it's weird. I have no idea how it works. But yeah, I usually just do smart UV unwrap, leave all the settings default, and then I get something like this, which is not bad for literally 2 clicks. And then you kind of just go in and you kind of fix what you need to fix. But yeah, usually for these type of models, it should be good. And then you just use the L shortcut to select connected faces. So you just press L, and then it will select all those faces that's connected. So yeah, it's kind of not too bad. But yeah, UV is like a whole different thing on its own. I wasn't doing the line point before the follow active quads. That's why it didn't work for me. Cool, man. Yeah, no problem. Align vertex. Yeah, so give it a try, see what works for you. And yeah, so this thing, I'm just going to duplicate this and move it to the other side. And then let's see if we can snap this to that face. So just GY and then hold in control to snap, and then just point to that face. I don't know if you guys know this snapping, if you enable face snapping, it's just so much easier. Like if you create let's say we create a plane and we create a cube, and we kind of just move this to a random position. Whoops, that's not gonna work. If I move this to say there, now we've got face snapping on. So you just take this cube, GZ, hold in control, and then just point to this face, and then it's perfectly on top of that face. So you can see there, perfect alignment. So yeah, face snapping, really nice. So what do we need to do next? So obviously we can probably bevel this thing a little. Maybe if we select all of these faces. Let me just see, why is this not working? Oh, another cool trick. Yeah, snapping is amazing. Another cool trick is, let me show you this quickly. Like, I'm having trouble selecting all these faces around. Okay, there it does it now. But let's say you can't select that for some reason. You can click on one face and then shift click on the next face, and then you do shift control plus, and it's going to follow that pattern, and you can just like press, and it's going to go all around. And if you hold it in, it should go all around. There we go. It's coming down, it's going all the way around there. You can hold it in, and then it's going to go all the way around like so. So I don't know if you've used that shift control plus shortcut before. Like you can do stuff like this. Let me show you quickly. So if you create a cylinder and you want to select every second face. Cool, man. Keep well. Have a nice evening, and thanks for stopping by. So let's say you want to select every second face of this cylinder. You basically just select your first one, and then you shift click on the next one you want to select, and then you just do shift control plus, and it's going to continue that pattern all around, which is so cool. So you can do it like one and then skip two, and then shift plus, and then it's going to skip 2 faces every time. Obviously at the end it didn't work out amazingly, but yeah. So that's also a really nice shortcut to have. Cool, so we have 5 viewers currently.
Master, we have a visitor.
I think we definitely need some fireworks for everyone that's new in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Alright, so what are we doing here? So I was trying to bevel these things. So let me just see if we bevel that. Ooh, that's maybe gonna cause some issues. Yeah, I don't think bevel is gonna work great for this. Let me just see if I select all of these and bevel. That's probably better. So let's see. Let's bevel this how much? Like 0.01, 0.02 maybe. Yeah, 0.02 is not bad. Let's do the same on this side. So I should have done that first, but anyway. So 0.02, 0.02, and there we go. So what is happening there at the top? Shite. So that's freaking out a bit. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to overlap those vertices, eh? That's one thing I didn't check, so I'm just gonna undo that. Undo. And then I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So what do we need to do next? Let's have a look from the side. So yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord server, I share all the models I create here in the Discord server, so you can just check out my about, or I can paste the link in the chat quickly. Let me do that quick. So where's my document? Discord invite. So yeah, here is the Discord invite link if you guys want to check that out. We're only a few people in there right now. This is my second stream on Twitch. So yeah, if you want to check it out, if you want to come say hello, let's create some cool stuff. So maybe let's create this little screw right here at the bottom. Maybe that's something we can quickly do. So I'm just going to place my 3D cursor right here. So cursor to selected, and I'm going to create a little cylinder. Just scale that down all the way, and I'm going to rotate this in the X 90 degrees. And what I'm going to do here, let me just switch off our reference. So let's see, if I go into edit mode and I add some insets like so, and then I'm going to take that one face and enable proportional editing, and then I can move this out, but I just need to scale down my proportional editing quite a bit. So I'm using page down, and that will basically give us something like that, but I want to change this to be more spherical, so I want to undo that again. Let's change this to spherical. Cool, man. Yeah, thanks a lot for checking in, and I hope to see you around next time. Have a good evening, man. Goodbye. So I'm just gonna pull this out really slightly, and like so, and then I'm gonna add a loop cut around this thing, and I'm gonna take all of these faces and kind of just pull this in. Oh, I need to switch off proportional editing, scale this in, and we can probably take this edge and kind of just slide it up. Well, not slide it up, I'm gonna move it up. So just G and then like so. Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm always keen to share some Blender tips. So yeah, come join us next time for some more tips. Okay, so we've got the basic little screw. So there you can see that's the screw thing I'm adding now. So let's just look at this from the side, and I'm just gonna move it into position here. Maybe scale it up slightly. So we have something like that, and then move it in. Maybe let's first move it out. Wait. Move it out. And then I'm gonna just set the origin to the geometry, and I'm gonna go into edit mode, and I'm gonna select this face and kind of just push it in so it's not as long, so we only need that much, and then I can snap that to that face, obviously. So now we can do a GY and then just snap it to that face because we've got face snapping turned on. Okay, so next what we need to do is, let's just copy this little screw head. Wait, we first need to create this little gap in the screw. So I'm going to use a boolean for that quickly. So I'm just going to set my 3D cursor right there, and I'm going to create a cube and then scale our cube down, 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 down. So we have something like that, and we can scale it out in the X like so, and maybe just scale it in on the Z like so, and then we can select our screw. I'm just going to apply the scale. It's always important to apply scale whenever you're doing any 3D work. And then, whoops, what did I do now? And then on the screw, let me just see. Yeah, on the screw, I'm going to add a boolean modifier like so, and then I'm going to select this cube, and hopefully that's going to cut a line in there so we can hide that. Yeah, so that's kind of doing that. Maybe we can move that cube in a bit more, so I'm going to scale it up in the X, and then I'm going to move it inwards, and obviously we need to just scale this on the Y axis, and then just kind of move it out so we maybe have something like that. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm gonna apply that, and then we have a little screw. So let's just give it a name, screw, and this is the side panels. I'm just gonna call this grip 1 and grip 2. Grip, and this is grip 2. And this is the, what is it? What do you call this thing again? Something cannon. Hand cannon. Yeah, it's a hand cannon. Just a little hand cannon. Okay, so I need to put the screw on the other side as well. So I'm gonna just quickly save, duplicate that, move it this side, and then I'm gonna rotate in the X 180 degrees. And then I am just gonna move it in, hold in control, snap it to the face, and there we have the little screw. Don't we have any other screws that we can maybe use? Is there not one here in front usually? Probably not. Also nothing there. Maybe let's have a look. What is this thing? I just want to see what I'm doing. Cube. Oh, is that the... Oh, that's the little boolean cube, so we can definitely delete that. And yeah, that's good. And then we have a circle, which is... Where is our circle? Oh, it's this thing. So we can definitely delete this as well. We also use this as a boolean to do that side cut. Okay, and then we've got our reference. So let's have a quick look from the side again and see what we have. So maybe we can extrude this little piece as well, because there's another screw that we can add there. Okay, so what I need to do here, I need to move these edges I need to move them in maybe all the way to this one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to pull them in, so scale on the Y. Pull them in so they're almost straight with this bottom piece. So I think that's fine. We can probably pull them in a little bit more. Scale Y and just kind of pull them in there. So let's have a look, solid view, and let's just hide our reference quickly so we can see what we are doing. What's happening here? What's going on here? Let me just see X-ray. So that, and this one we can probably scale outwards a bit. Yeah, that's fine for now. Okay, so I think we've got the basic shape going here. Kind of looks like a gun. I just want to do a little test quickly and see what will happen if we add a subdivision surface on this. Yeah, that's not great. That doesn't work at all. Okay, let's not do that now. Is there anything we can add here in front? I think this is actually where I'm gonna end this model. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna export this model as is, just a little low poly hand cannon as is. Obviously it still needs a lot of work, but I think for now this is okay for like a 2-hour job. So yeah, if you guys and girls want to download this model, join us in the Discord. You'll find a link to the Discord invite under the About section on my channel here on Twitch. And yeah, come join us and then you will be able to download this model as well. Very basic model, but yeah, you can play around with it. You can maybe carry on and try and finish the model, or you can maybe just use it to do some texture modeling or texture practicing, should I say. And yeah, but I think I'm gonna end the stream here. It was a good one. I think I got a few followers tonight, which is always nice. So yeah, if you guys wanna see some more Blender work on some tips and tricks and just some nice chill 3D modeling sessions, you can follow me and then you'll be notified when I go live. I'm gonna try and do like at least once a week. I actually want to try and do 2 streams a week, but I'll see how that goes. I have no idea when. I'm still kind of testing out like different days and different time zones to see where I kind of get the most viewers, or when most people are kind of awake and on Twitch. So yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will see you in the next stream. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Cheers, bye.